Class 4 again for race number 2. We drop down to the 1,200 metres here for the first section of it's actually the second section of the Hatman Bay handicap. The first section comes up as race number 4. Elite Boy heads the Mo, barrier 12. He likes to roll forward if he can. Very lucky. Rolled forward in his last start as well. Big Power and Maboob make their debut. Sky Treasure, a 2-time course and distance winner. Blooming Spirit onto the dirt for the first time. Frankie Law and Alfie Chan again. And Corey Rapido back into Class 4 company. He's on a hat-trick and he's been rolling forward in his last 2 starts and wins as well. Sky Treasure, Bond Elegance and Sweetie Barley, the horses that have been on the road, Brett, up to Chung From back in the last 30 days.
Well, there should be some pace. Sky Treasure, Corey Rapido, Elite Boy, we know is a horse with blistering pace when he gets up and rolling, so those 3 might dispute it early. The newcomer Maboob won't be too far away as opposed to Big Power, who's likely to get back into the second part of the field. So a solid enough tempo as they charge towards that first bend.
Here is Sky Treasure. Now, he did win on the turf, first time in the grade as well, but he'll be on the pace, and if there is that little bit of rain around, should get the race run to suit barrier 4. So he goes nice enough. He's under a real decent hold as well as he comes down. Bond Elegance. I like the scallop from this horse, and he did catch the eye at his last start. He's another well-rated horse at this stage, so he travels really nicely, and he looks like he's in good order at the moment. Barrier 10, that's just a query there. He's going to overcome, but the horse as well. And Sweetie Barley having a really good workout down the back straight. Now, the blinkers will go on him for the first time. Zach Purton aboard, and he had a good workout there, as you can see, really stretched out nicely. So he's an interesting runner with the blinkers on. All right, we'll have a look at Sweetie Barley again in a moment. As Paul mentioned before, races 2, 4, 6 and 8. First 4 and quartet merged jackpot pools with 800,000 going in as well. So well worth having a crack. Bond Elegance, Elite Boy and Luna Zephyr we have a look at here. This was the run, I think, Paul, when you said Bond Elegance was an eye-catcher. He was. He finished 4th. You can see him weaving his way through the field. He's a well-rated horse as well. His win came off 53. He's now down to 48, so I'm going to stick with him. I think he can run well in this. Yeah, I'm going to tip him too. I mentioned on the day that Joe Moreira took this around to about the 850-metre mark and then rode him all the way down the home straight and all the way around to the barriers, almost like gave him half a race before the actual start, which is unusual. You see them sort of trot and just sort of canter off slowly, but he gave him a good solid hit out. And I think it did him a world of good. It woke him right up and he found the line strongly. So I'm with Paul. I think he's ready to win. All right, I made Elite Boy a horse to follow out of that race, but he's drawn barrier 12, so it makes it a bit awkward for him. Corey Rapido, well, he's found the winning thread and he's gone bang, bang his last 2. Yeah, both those wins were here in Class 5 on the all-weather, but he'd already always threatened to do this. He's won nicely enough. He's now into Class 4. Question is, can he put 3 together? He'll come up favourite, I'm guessing. Yeah, I'm not sure he can, you know, do the old Yosemite Sam, walk into the room and go bang, 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 but he's got the 2 bangs. He'll go close. He'll go close out in front, but he is in good form. The Gibson stable's going well. He's got a light weight, but he's never been here before and been able to conquer, so we'll have to wait and see. All right, OK. Sweetie Barley, we saw him in the track work. Here we can just about see him in a trial up at Chung Fa as well. This is another horse that Casper Founds has sent to Chun Fa and taking his time with. The last 2 or 3 racing to-wins have mentioned it. Rivet, we had one on the weekend as well. There was quite a few at the Valley. He's just spending his time with them down at Chun Fa, trying to get them mentally right and physically right at the same time, away from the hustle and bustle of Sha Tin, and then get them to the races and they can perform. And a lot of them have been, and I think this might be one that does as well. Yeah, I've got them in the numbers. I like the blinkers going on them, and I like that gallop down the back straight. So give them a chance. All right, we've got 2 first starters in the race here, Big Power and Maboob as well for Paul O'Sullivan. Let's hear from the jockey, Matthew Chadwick.
Maboob Matthew, he's a newcomer from the Paul O'Sullivan stable. You rode him in a recent trial where he finished 2nd behind Refined Treasure. What were your thoughts on that trial?
It was the first time I rode him. It was pretty simple, really. He jumped well. He set off the leader, and he gave me when I asked him, so it was pretty straightforward. It was an OK trial. He's got to perform rest day, though.
How did he feel on that track?
He seemed to handle it fine. He was idling a fair bit, so he wasn't placed under too much pressure, so we're going to have to see how he has, just, as I said, hand his rest day.
What sort of expectations, then, do you go into the race also with Paul's horses not necessarily always firing first up?
No, Paul's pretty easy. He knows where his horses are, and as I said, there's a bit of a question mark at the minute with him. It's his first start, so if we can see him hitting the line nicely, it'll be a positive outcome. If he wins, nice surprise.
And Paul O'Sullivan's horse has been running well of late, Paul, but my favourite here is Corey Rapido.
Yeah, and I'm going to leave him out, actually, coming up to Class 5. I looked at him for a fourth line, but gone with the first starter. Bond Elegance, really well rated, like the way he hit the line last time. 1 off 53, now rated 48, going well. Sky Treasure from the front. He has won on the class, this one. All his other wins are in Class 5. He's now had a win in Class 4, so I think he can run well again. Sweetie Barley with the blinkers on. And we'll go with the first starter. He's had 5 trials, this horse, and he's getting better with every trial. So we'll give him a chance, Maboob there. So 6, 5, 7 and 4.
Yep, I'm going with the 6 as well. Bond Elegance on top. I think he's just running himself into a bit of form. Corey Rapido, even though he is up in grade, he's going particularly well. He's got the lightweight and he should find the front. So he's going to take some catching. Sky Treasure has won on the turf recently and likes the all-weather better for me. And Sweetie Barley with that prep again from Casper, been patient, blinkers going on. He's always been a horse that has run some nice races on the all-weather. So 6, 12, 5, 7. I'm happy to double banker the 6 and 12. I'll throw in Maboob as well as a safety net.
There you go. All right, no place for me. We're either the first starters. Corey Rapido, but also quite like Blooming Spirit onto the all-weather for the first time. Again, Frankie Law, Alfie Chan. All right, that's race number 2.